Former Vice President Dick Cheney has died at the age of 84. Here's a look back at his path to the vice presidency that first led him to the Oval Office under President Gerald R. Ford.
He rewrote the book on what it meant to be vice president. Dick Cheney was the most powerful and, at times, most controversial second in command in U.S. history up until his time.
I, Richard Chaney, do solemnly swear.
Born in Nebraska in 1941, Cheney's path to Washington was unusual. As a young man, he dropped out of Yale and earned his degree from the University of Wyoming instead. Shortly before earning a doctorate, he left school to work in Washington under a Wisconsin Republican. He quickly rose in the political ranks, and by 1975, he became chief of staff to President Gerald Ford. After Ford lost his re-election bid, Cheney moved back to Wyoming with the intention of raising his family there.
I'd been home a few months when the incumbent congressman announced his retirement, and at that point I had a number of people come to me and urge me to run, and I decided that if I was ever going to do it, that was the time.
During his campaign for the House of Representatives, Cheney suffered his first heart attack at the age of 37. His heart problems continued throughout his life. By 2010, he had 5 heart attacks and underwent a heart transplant. Cheney was a force to be reckoned with in the House, winning re-election 5 times. From 1989 to 1993, he served as Secretary of Defense for President George Bush, a job he later said was his favorite position. He oversaw a number of high-profile military operations, and when Bush's presidency ended, Cheney went to work for Halliburton, a private energy services contractor. Despite not being in Washington anymore, Cheney was hand-selected by George W. Bush to run as his vice president.
And I am absolutely confident we will prevail.
Together, they eked out a victory in 2000, and Cheney made it clear he was not going to take a back seat. Cheney took the lead on Bush's defense strategy after 9/11. He played a central part in getting Congress to approve the Iraq War. Simultaneously, he controversially implemented enhanced interrogation techniques, including waterboarding on detainees suspected of terrorism, and increased the surveillance authority of the National Security Agency.
When all is said and done, that's two of the most important things we did, and that counts in no small part for the fact that we kept the country safe for the next 7.5 years.
Once the Iraqi leader's regime fell and no evidence of those weapons materialized, Cheney's former company, Halliburton, secured government contracts to rebuild Iraq. This led to allegations of wrongdoing. During his 8 years with President Bush, Cheney greatly expanded both their powers. His opponents called it unconstitutional, but his allies admired his political savviness and determination. Cheney passed on the Republican legacy to his daughter, Liz Cheney, who also served in the U.S. House of Representatives. While in retirement, Dick Cheney fiercely supported his daughter as she spoke out against President Trump and ultimately lost her House seat because of it. Cheney's legacy remains debatable. On both political sides, though, one thing was agreed upon: Cheney was unwavering in his desire to protect the United States.
We really need a strong leader, and we need somebody who can step up and remind the world what the United States is capable of, and demonstrate the ability and the willingness to do that.